Hi, and welcome to Lavonne's Kitchen. Today in the kitchen, I am cooking meatballs marinara. Yes, I want me some meatballs today. And these meatballs can go with all different kinds of things. You can take the meatballs, make a meatball sub. You can have spaghetti and meatballs. You could do so many different things with meatballs. So let's get going. I'm going to show you my ingredients. I have different ingredients for the meatballs, different ingredients for the sauce, but I'm going to show them all to you together at first. So we're going to have some tomato sauce, some Lipton's onion soup mix, some Parmesan cheese, salsa. Remember I told y'all I put salsa in almost everything. Some Pam just to spray my pan for my meatballs, some Italian seasoning, some tomato paste. I have garlic, milk, breadcrumbs, and that should be about it for now. So let's get started. Oh, and of course, the meat. I have some ground beef. I'm just using ground beef. Some people like to use ground beef and ground pork, and you can do that if you'd like, but today I'm just doing some plain old ground beef meatballs. So what I'm gonna do is turn my oven on to 375, let it preheat. Okay, so I'm going to do my meatballs two ways. I'm gonna start cooking them in the oven, and then I'm gonna finish them in the sauce. So, let's see. First thing, we're gonna just spray our pan with some oil. It's a baking pan, cookie sheet, baking pan. So that's prepared, that's out of the way. We have our hamburger, ground beef. And I'm going to add 1 container of the Lipton onion soup, just 1 package to the hamburger. The entire package. I'm going to add my garlic. I have minced garlic, and that's a tablespoon of minced garlic. I have 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I have a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I have 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. I have 1/3 cup of milk. I'm sorry, 1/4 cup of milk. 1 egg. And for those of you who don't like to get your hands dirty in the kitchen, you can always put your gloves on because it can get messy when you're making meatballs and meatloaf and things like that whenever you're shaping meat and touching it a lot. So I don't want to get my rings dirty, and I'm going to put these gloves on because I'm just going to go right in. Come here, I want you to see this. I'm going to go right on in and just start mixing all of this together. Now, while I'm mixing this, you know what I would like for you guys to do? That's right, hit that subscribe button. You know what that subscribe button lets you do? It allows you to see all of my videos when they first come out. It allows you to come talk to me in the comments. You can tell me what it is you like about the recipe, what you don't like about the recipe. You can tell me how when you cooked it, how it came out, if you changed anything. We can exchange ideas, and you can definitely come and ask me for suggestions of what you would like to see me cook. Okay, so this is mixed pretty well. If you notice, I didn't put any salt and pepper in here, and I didn't do that because the Lipton onion soup mix has that already in there. That soup mix has a lot of flavor in it, so I'm not gonna put any salt and pepper in here. I want my meatballs to be kind of small. I don't like those gigantic meatballs. For one, it takes forever to cook, and then you have the outside cooked, and then the inside isn't cooked that well. So I'm gonna have some small meatballs. They'll be about maybe 2 ounces. And then I'm gonna just lay these on my prepared pan. So I finished rolling my meatballs. Let me take my gloves off. I want to show you how you take your gloves off. You see they're all have all this grease and meat on them. What you do is you go inside one, you don't touch your hand, you turn that glove inside out. You grab that glove with one, you do the exact same thing with the other. You go inside that glove, turn it inside out, and look, here we go. So I was going for 2 dozen meatballs, but I only wound up with 22. It's okay, I'm 2 meatballs short, that's fine. And then I think I did make a slight error when I told you there was a pound of ground beef. There's actually 2 pounds of ground beef. So there we go. These are gonna go in our oven. They're on 375 degrees, and remember they are only going to cook half in there because I'm going to cook the other half in the sauce. So I'm getting ready to start my sauce. So let me turn my pan on. And first thing I'm going to add is my tomato sauce. 15 ounces of tomato sauce. Gonna add my, 6 ounces of tomato paste. Now some people, when they make marinara sauce, they put either diced tomatoes or crushed tomatoes in there. But remember I told you guys I use salsa on a lot of things, and I use it for a lot of different reasons. For one thing, the salsa has tomatoes in it, and that salsa has onions and peppers and a lot of seasoning in it. Don't have to cut up any tomatoes for this. My salsa will serve as my tomatoes, and it's seasoned. So, all right, let's get the rest of that out of there. I want a little bit more. And then we're gonna go ahead and put our salsa in there. And I have a half a cup of salsa. This is some really good salsa. I like, I like spicy stuff. So this salsa is really good. It's got a lot of spices in it. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And I'm going to just let this simmer for a while. You can see it's really thick right now. And because I have 22 meatballs, I use 2 pounds instead of 1. I think what I'm going to do is add 1 more can of tomato sauce to this, because I'm not sure if this is going to be enough sauce for all of those meatballs. So let me get another can of tomato sauce to add to this, and then we're going to let that simmer for a while our meatballs are cooking. I'm only going to let the meatballs cook for about 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to transfer them to the sauce. Okay, so my meatballs have been cooking for about 10 minutes. My sauce has been simmering. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder to my sauce. Remember, I put minced garlic in the meatballs themselves. I just want a little garlic powder in my sauce. So what I'm going to do is take the meatballs out of the oven and put them into the sauce and let them continue to cook. So you can smell the onions from that Lipton onion soup mix. See how they're almost done, but not quite. So what I'm gonna do is just add them to my sauce and let them continue to cook in the sauce. Oh yes, these smell good. I'm just gonna let this simmer for about 15 minutes. That way the sauce is done, the meatballs are done, and then we will be ready to eat. Like I said, you can do a lot of different things with these. I am going to actually use mine with some angel hair pasta. You can, if you like those submarines, you can make a meatball sub. Look at this. See, if you let the meat cook in the sauce, some of that sauce will absorb into the meat. That's what I want to happen. I don't want to just take a meatball and just pour a little sauce on it. I want that sauce to actually absorb into my meat. And that Parmesan cheese that I put in the meatball, it's going to give it a little different kick. That's going to be so good. So, alrighty, my meatballs have been cooking for about 5 minutes. I had to turn the temperature down just a little because it was popping all over the place and sauce going everywhere. But I've got 5 minutes left, and what I want to do now is add a teaspoon of black pepper to this and let that cook for the additional 5 minutes. It smells so good. Look at these. They're the perfect size. It's gonna be so good. Guess what? My meatballs are done. Look at this. Look at this. Yes. So, you know what time it is. It's time to taste these bad boys. Let's get us some. Putting just a little bit of parsley on top of there. Just a little for presentation. Yeah. Ta-da! All right, come here, you guys. I'm about to taste this. Ooh. Well, you see they're hot, so it's gonna give me a second to let them cool off. All right, I'm ready to cut into these meatballs. Oh, I wish you could just smell them. Ooh. Put some sauce on here. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Y'all know I have to do my happy dance when something tastes good. And that's good. And taste the little onions from the Lipton onion soup mix in there. You taste the minced garlic that was in there. Oh. They're done perfectly. They're cooked perfectly. They're done. I like them to be that size because they cook faster for one. If you have all your meatballs the same size, then they'll cook consistently. This is good. So I'm going to take my meatballs, put it on top of some angel hair pasta, and I will see you guys next time in the kitchen. Bye.